All right, moving on quickly now. Joining us to discuss Pep Guardiola, Erling Haaland, and the Champions League today is a renowned sports journalist and analyst right here in Lagos, Babajide Guerrero. Babajide, good afternoon and thanks for joining us on the show.
A very good afternoon to you, Ali Abdullah. It's always a pleasure. How are you doing, my man?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you looking forward to the Champions League tonight?
Fantastic. This is what we live for, right? As football merchants, we look forward to evenings of Tuesdays and when we look out to how we can enjoy it in the very best of ways. Match day one was special, but match day two is even going to be even crazier if you allow me to. Quality of the play because of the quality of the teams that will be on display. We see PSG playing Maccabi Haifa. It could be a dead rubber game, but we saw what happened in March. Also went over there to actually pick a maximum full value. And I think one of the things about the European Champions League that makes it so special, the fact that it is an abinger of surprise. You barely know what team is going to show up. You barely know what particular pattern the teams are. I'm actually quite worried, maybe not worried, but the level of mental fatigue that some of this team go through all season. Take, for example, we saw Liverpool at the Maradona Stadium at Naples when, unfortunately, they lost. Fortunately for Napoli, they won that game 4-2. Each special. You may say it's the mental tiredness. You may say it's the level of fatigue on the part of Liverpool. They had a weekend due to the death of. They had a weekend off, but maybe coming back against Ajax this evening could be that level of feel, that level of understanding. A lot of people feel that particular team is a bit weary, right, Wale? But I feel, and quite strongly so, that there's still a lot to do for this Liverpool side, especially the big. I also must give kudos to how Real Madrid were able to navigate that game against Celtic. And this is why I keep saying, Wale, that players like Luka Modric, they deserve to be, their body, their minds and souls have to be kept in a museum because of the way they process the football. It's good to see Eden Hazard, smiling again in that particular fixture. And that man on the screen is a bad. We're talking about him earlier. He scored 12 in 7, but he's been absolutely special. We know what he's made of. We know what he can do with the football. But the way 2 hat-tricks already in the Premier League season, he is breaking records from left, right, and center. And the way that City team is set up by Pep Guardiola, one of the greatest of all time. The way that team is set up to feed the man Erling Haaland is absolutely special.
All right. Babajide, thank you for taking us through everything that happened last week in match day 1. But coming into match day 2, the big game for tonight is at the Allianz Arena, where Barcelona, last time they were there in August of 2020, where they were ravaged. I mean, I don't know which other word to use. Do you think that they'll be able to overcome the scars of that game when they go back to meet the German champions tonight?
It will be a difficult game. It's a different kettle of fish entirely, Wale, for the obvious reasons. That time, it was welcome to the Allianz Arena, and it was served on a platter. Robert Lewandowski, peak of his powers at that time, they were torn to shreds at Barcelona. I don't think the difference between the teams are that huge anymore. I think Barcelona has been able to adjust, maybe not totally, but they've been able to adjust to bye-bye Lionel Messi feel, that almost ruined them last season. They've gotten, for me, the most expensive 50 million, 34-year-old super striker in Robert Lewandowski. Make no mistake about it. Barcelona say they are broke, that they do not have money. I have no idea where anybody's picking up from. Because if you shell out that kind of money for some of those players, Rafinha, Dembele looks like a new signing. Ansu Fati is fine on all cylinders again. De Jong looks to be happy again. And then they've also got Robert Lewandowski. Well, this is a special striker. And on a night like this, he's coming back home. It's homecoming for him. He's used to being in that Allianz Stadium, playing for
Bayern Munich. But it's a different Bayern Munich now, isn't it? I still feel, and quite strongly so, Wale, that under this coach, this Julian Nagelsmann, this new coach, this new boy, Bayern Munich looks like they've lost a bit of a shred of their invincibility. In my opinion, I think they look beatable.
So are you trying to say that Barcelona are favorites tonight?
No. Any day, anytime. Bayern would always be favorites because of the setup. Because of that setup. I think Bayern are favorite, but I think there will be goals. I think this game will be won in defense as well. I like the fact that Davis have been able to upgrade his defensive part because I think he was one of those left backs who genuinely like attacking a lot, but not little or no emphasis on his back line. But Davis has improved. I think the way Maciej de Ligt has come to just settle into that role, that leader, that young leader, that fighter is also working for them. And then they are enjoying Leroy Sané in an absolute bliss of form. I think it's going to be a crack of a football game.
All right, expecting a cracker tonight at the Allianz Arena. Quickly, before we leave the Bayern game tonight, just a short one. Generally, I mean, with how Barcelona started the season, the players that you have reeled out just now, do you think Barcelona should be favorites for the Champions League title?
It's going to be difficult. Yeah, you look at their team, you look at what they've got, you look at the quality that they have in that team, and you're looking, are they ready? I think no. I think for you to win the Champions League, you need better than attack.
So who do you think, who's your number one favorite to win the Champions League this season?
This is a tough one. I think City.
All right. Maybe Manchester City. Let's wait and see how that pans out. Quickly, before I let you go, Babajide, there's another big game today. Is in Merseyside. Liverpool absolutely trashed in their first game at the Estadio Diego Armando Maradona against Napoli. But today they host Ajax at Anfield. Klopp has said that Napoli game is his worst game as a manager since he started managing Liverpool, and it's been about 7 seasons now. Ajax, I mean, rebuilding, but whilst rebuilding, they are still beating teams left, right, and center. You get a feeling that if Liverpool lose today, there will be questions.
Yeah. And I don't think it's impossible for it not to happen. I saw Ajax in their first game against Rangers. Yes, Rangers have really been slacks this season. They lost in that Old Firm derby to Celtic. But one thing about Ajax that a lot of people fail to understand, Ajax has never in their history been about the player. It's always about the setup. It's always about the system. It's always about how they choose to play the Ajax way. That's what is embedded and enshrined in the DNA of all those players. They know how to play the Ajax way. And Klopp has not been here. It's his worst start to the season at any time of the season in the past 7 years. I think they are beatable at home, but I think they have an answer. They need to remind everybody what Liverpool is all about. I think it's time for them to just stand up and get counted. Ajax will run at them, but I think Liverpool will have it enough to win for the sake of wanting to bounce back.
All right, thank you very much, Babajide Guerrero, for joining us live on Plus Sports this evening on Plus TV.
Always a pleasure, Wale Agbede. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, in other fixtures going down tonight in the UEFA Champions League, there are games that are ongoing actually. Victoria Plzen are in action against Inter Milan. Spurs are in action tonight. Also, while the likes of Manchester City and Real Madrid are in action tomorrow. That's all we can take on today's edition of Plus Sports Live right here from Plus TV. Don't forget you can watch old episodes of our shows on YouTube. Just go on to Plus TV Africa or Plus TV Africa Lifestyle. You can also follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Plus TV Africa. Until next time, we'll bring you another bumper edition of the show. My name is Wale Agbede. Good evening.